Hi guys, one of the many jobs that are waiting to be done, this old burner chuck, you've seen it on the old lathe. I decided it's well past time, I've got to clean it up, and to be honest I can't even remember when I last did it. So I'm going to have to take off the back plate and see how much crud we got inside, and when we refit it, of course, we'll indicate it to maximum truth. So let's see what we can find. Right, look at all this muck come to the back. Get rid of that in a minute. I'm just loosening these 3 screws which are centre pot for ID. I've got that one loose already. Actually yes, I'm using an impact driver just to get those free, and I'll get that cleared off and take the screws out. Just get the jaws out. There's quite a lot of slop in this chuck too. I mean, it's pretty old. Did I say it's a Bernard? No idea how far back it goes. So the jaws out. Now I've got to see if we can break the 2 parts. Now I'll see if this can break free with a bit of inertial impact. Looks like it's trying to drop out. Oh, maybe it's not going to be too bad. Sometimes these stick so tight. There's still going to be a bit of fiddle. Let me work at that for a minute. Right, that's coming loose now. There we go. Actually, the inside doesn't look too bad considering how long it's been, but I'm going to get this taken apart further anyway and give it a good clean. Getting these scroll drive gears out was a little bit tricky initially. I didn't think they were going to move, so that's a relief. They're all numbered and centre pot. Just one to go. Oh, that's free. Alright, that's good. That's good. Now we'll see if the scroll will release. Still a pretty good fit. So we'll get that out and then we'll start some cleaning. Okay, there's the scroll out. Actually, the amount of crud is actually a bit less than I expected. So what I'm going to do is take this outside, use some carb cleaner, which I don't like the smell of and it's not very safe. I'll take this outside and get some cleaning up done, and then we'll lightly grease and reassemble. Right, I'm just greasing up a little bit. We've got most of the cleaning done. and I'm using a very light grease, and I don't want much grease on the scroll. I forget whether some people reckon none at all and others maybe reckon quite a lot, but I'm just looking for a trace, just a trace of lubricant on that. And then on the gear teeth, sorry, I've probably gone out of frame there. On the gear teeth, just a little bit, which will spread over time as we get into operation. I don't want too much. And we'll put a little bit on the drive gears as well, as long as we've got a little bit of lube, a little bit on the inside. Again, this is all, from my point of view, it's all very light. I'll put this in the right way up, might be an idea. That was a case of spot the deliberate mistake, wasn't it? Right. That's got to go just a smidgen further. Nearly there, just get that finally seated. Right, that's seated now. That was just a little bit short. That tiny bit of lube makes it feel a little bit smoother as well. So I've got to get these drive gears in, and this brush is falling apart. A little bit of grease on the pocket and a little brush of grease. Again, this is a layer of grease, not great globs of it, so that everything just has a slight film of lube. Okay, number three. I don't think I did the pocket for that one. These are quite a tight fit. Get them lined up. There we are. That's that one in. And that's number one. Number one. I'll tell you what, this is good to get your hands dirty. I should have worn gloves, but I don't know, somehow with gloves you can't feel what you're doing. So number one. Just have to be eased in. There we are, and just checking. Alright, let's get the other one in. Right, those are all seated. A little extra grease there on the pivot point into the centre boss. Now I'm not sure whether this is going to line up quite right. I've got to find a I guess we'll eyeball and see if it'll drop in, which it probably won't. Let's make sure these are, there we are. Oh, there we go. There's just one drive gear that had slipped out slightly. Alright, good. So I'll get the screws back in, put the back plate on, and then dial it in. Now I'm just cinching these in. These screws are not perfect. I think somebody attacked them a long time ago. Just using the impact screwdriver to take up that last little bit. That's all it needs. Don't overdo it. Now I've got to find my ID mark somewhere for the back plate. I know it's here somewhere. One little centre pot, which I just found. There's quite a bit of float on these, so setting it up on the spindle is fairly critical. So I'll get these lightly cinched up, and I think I'll put the jaws in once I've got it running to truth, hopefully. This is the tedious bit. Got quite a way to go. I'm just very lightly cinched up. Lead hammer and a piece of wood. It's not very smooth on the outside. It's got quite a few dings, but I'm just running between the jaw groove here and the and the chuck key. This back plate has no register on it, which is why this is as bad as it is. So I'm just going to cinch up a little bit more. Not too much, so I can still get a little bit of drift on it. And I'll try and find a better position for the dial gauge. Will just move a little bit this will come this way just a smidgen. Still a bit jumpy. Getting pretty close, really close. I'm using my metric dial indicator. It's a little bit more sensitive than the inch. I'm nearly there. I just got to find a better smooth spot. Stop the needle jumping. I don't know whether the dial gauge is visible. What I'm getting here is a constant common point and the odd blip. Can you see that? Maybe not. I don't really need to set to 0, but if there's anything at all, it's a fraction of a thou. But this chuck is so beaten up externally, I don't know what people did to it before I had it. So what we're looking for there is a mean, and I think pretty much got it. The jaws I've again very lightly greased, barely a film of grease really, just a film of grease. Let's get number 2. Number 3, get this sucker back together and in action. It actually feels, I wouldn't say smoother, there's actually a tiny bit of drag, but it's very smooth with it. So hopefully we're done with it. Wasn't really that long of a job. And when I get to it, I'll probably try a bit of drill rod in there and see how it's running. I can't do much more about it, seeing as the body's pretty much dialed in. Let's check visually. It seems alright. So we'll check it out with some stock in there later, but that's basically it for this. Probably lots of people have done chuck rebuilds, and I'm just adding to the list. I'll tell you what, just before I disappear, Christmas. Christmas time. I've got this 3/4 chuck which came with the J3 M2 arbor. Lawrence Harrison got one of these a little while ago, found it pretty good. I haven't checked for truth yet, but seemingly it's a very, very good price deal. And the other thing, purely whilst I'm running, I've got this little thing. Look at it. This is what do we call this? A micro XY. Sorry, I'm getting in the wrong bit of light probably. This is made in Japan. Very lightweight. It's aluminum extrusion here with little T-slots. Anyway, it was a rather nice thought, although it's a bit small for my requirements. But I think what I'm going to do is work up a piece of plate, piece of quarter plate here, to mount this to, and then find a way of mounting that to the drill table. And it might well be useful for very small jobs until such time as I get a vertical mill. Hopeful, hopeful. Alright, anyway, there's my chuck dealt with, so I'll say for now, thanks for watching. See you again soon.